Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well this beautiful Tuesday. Welcome to another edition of Tea Talks with Coach Tracey. I'm going to give people a few minutes to pop on, get my tea ready, make sure it's good. One thing's for sure, it's good and hot. That it is. Good morning. Thank you all for joining me. Just going to give people a few more minutes to hop online with me. And then we're going to get this party started. Yeah. While I am waiting, I'm going to type in the comments the link to my upcoming event, the Let Go Emotional Bag Lady, Let Go and Be Dragged or Be Dragged Masterclass on this Thursday. So if you'd like to participate, you can do so. All right. Yeah. If you are on Facebook, I need you to do me a huge favor so that I can see your name and who is commenting. If you would give StreamYard you permission to see your information, that would be amazing. I'm typing this in. You guys introduce yourselves to one another. Hey, Rhonda, Locks and Loaves on Instagram. And for those of you guys who don't know, I am streaming on YouTube, Facebook, my personal page, and also in my private Facebook group. So if you see me going this way and that way or adjusting things, that's because I'm trying to make sure I'm connecting with all three of my communities. Good morning on Facebook. Good morning on YouTube. So first off, before we get started, let me introduce myself. I am Coach Tracey. I am a trauma healing and mindset coach for high achieving Black women who are ready for their internal lives to look as great and be as awesome and powerful as their external lives. My goal is to help them to manage their brain so that they can minimize that mental and emotional chatter that keeps them frustrated, sometimes a little anxious, and prevents them from showing up as their greatest self. So that's what I do. All right. And I'm coming to you guys from beautiful Southern Maryland, just trying to get things a little bit situated over here on the Instagram side. Where are you guys popping in from? All right. Tea is good. Today's sponsor, and I believe this is one more week this sponsor is Groovy Herbal Teas. The owner is Angel Johnson, and today I am drinking the hibiscus tea. You can see that. I am in love with her hibiscus tea, and my tripod just had a meltdown over here on Instagram. Hey, Divana. Hey, Bottles and Petals over on Instagram. Plant So Chic. How are you? Thanks for joining me. So let's jump into it because you guys, I don't want to keep you too long, but make sure you go and check out Groovy Herbal Teas. The website is exactly that, Groovy Herbal Teas. groovy herbal teas. You will not be disappointed. One of the things that I love about her tea is that her teas are created and designed to minimize or hopefully eliminate illness. So she has sea moss tea, she has immunity tea, she has her hibiscus tea, and there's another one that I can't remember, but she has a variety, and she actually just had a sale on. So if you missed it, I think her teas were 50% off. It may still be on, so make sure you go to her site and check it out. Today's topic, guys, is, well, I don't fit their box anymore. Outgrowing folks. Yes. I am so excited to talk about this topic because it is one that people get really anxious about. They get really scared. And it's one of those topics where even if you have done the work, it's kind of easy for you to backslide because of that reptilian brain. The reptilian brain is telling us that we need to stay where we are so that we can fit, so that we can not miss out on whatever those relationships were for us. So before we get into it, I just want to stop and read one of the affirmation cards that I would encourage you guys to think about, especially if you are in your season of growing and you find that your circle, and this, let me fix this one over here on Instagram because my tripod just keeps sliding. It's doing the darn thing. I mean, it's having a true meltdown. But this is the affirmation card. I am my own person. I don't have to explain myself. And I want you to keep this in mind as we go about this conversation. But first things first, you're outgrowing people. It's okay. It's actually great that you're outgrowing them. But what I want you to understand, especially if someone is coming to you going, "Oh, girl, you done changed." Y'all know how to, I know y'all know what I'm talking about, right? How many of you have had someone come up to you and go, "Oh, you done changed. Oh, you think you this, you think you that. Oh, you getting brand new on this." If you have heard that, please put it in the comments. Yes, put it in the comments that you've heard that. Just put yes. Right? Here's what I want you to know first and foremost. Your growth, your transformation, your healing journey, which starts with self-awareness, can't make anyone feel any way about you. Let me repeat that. Your growth, your transformation, your healing, your self-awareness can't make anyone feel any way, any sort of thing about you. The only thing that can make them and makes them make the comment that you're trying to get brand new, you've changed. And when I say that you've changed, meaning it's in a negative tone. Sometimes people can say you've changed and it's a positive thing, but most of the time it's not. Unfortunately, the only thing that can propel them to say what they said to you with a negative tone and with a little bit of frustration or even a little bit of fear are their thoughts about your transformation. I want to say that again. The only thing that can make a person feel a certain kind of way about your growth, your transformation, is their thoughts about your growth and your transformation, okay? Their thoughts create their emotions. And from those emotions that they're feeling about you is how they're acting out. So I want you to keep that in mind first and foremost as you are going through that transformation process and watching yourself grow into the man or woman that you want to be. You all know my platform is high achieving Black women, but there may be some brothers on here. So I want to make sure that I acknowledge you all, because I certainly appreciate you all. Now, if you were my coaching client, my first question, or maybe my first couple of questions to you, if you came to me with that comment, that people are saying that you've changed, that you're acting brand new, is, so what? That would be my first question to you. So what? What are you making that mean? My next question would be, sister friend, there's nothing going wrong here. Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing. Okay? And the reason why I would say those things, because nothing has gone wrong. So what? Because again, whatever they are feeling about you is all a direct reflection of what they are thinking, because of how they are perceiving your transformation. All right? If you are concerned about how they are feeling about your transformation, and if you're feeling a certain kind of way about the fact that they even made that statement, check yourself. Because what's happened is that you have given them control over you when you allow their comments to affect you. Okay? We would call that the external locus of control. You are needing their validation, if you will, for who you are becoming. And as a result of their comments, insecurity, whatever it may be, it is causing you to second guess the work that you're doing, the person that you're becoming, and you've given them your power. And what you need to do in that instance is you need to, one, get your mind right, as we would say. Remind yourself of who you are. Remind yourself of why you are doing what you are doing, because it's about you being your best person, being your best self, growing into your future self. Right? It's about you creating and living the life that you want, and being the woman that you have always dreamed of being, or man, if this applies to you. Right? So you have to get back into alignment, recalibrate, and pull that car back into the lane. Pull your mind back into the lane, and remember all that you are and all that you've done and who you are becoming and who you are in this very moment. Okay? You are powerful. You can do this. So then once you recalibrate and get back into your mind of who you are, while you're doing this work and doing the healing to be your best self, you take back your control. You take back your power. Okay? You take back agency over your life. And remember your sufficiency. Okay? Now, here's what you may feel when someone comes at you this way. Lord, this thing over here on Instagram is driving me nuts. It just keeps sliding, y'all. I mean, it's really having a meltdown. So here's something that may happen when someone says, "Oh, you changed. You acting brand new." You may feel in your body, because you're starting to think, "Oh man, I'm going to lose my friends. My family's going to turn towards me. You may start feeling that you may be rejected. You may start feeling like you're going to be abandoned, that you're not going to be in the in crowd anymore. You're going to be on the outside looking in. You're not going to be able to have anyone to travel with, to go places with, to do things with. You may feel all of those things. But if you are feeling those things, automatically go back to what are you thinking? Because your thoughts are producing those feelings inside of you. And that is, of course, your reptilian brain, your primitive brain, your lower brain. It's doing its job. It's doing its job because, one, it's trying to keep you safe, even though you are really safe. And that's why doing the work of minding your thoughts, managing your mind, and becoming more aware and mindful of your thoughts is creating those new neural pathways. But when it's still going to happen, you're still going to have those thoughts that make you go, what the Hammond Brown Jennings am I doing? Is this the right thing to do? And that's when you just have to remember and remind your inner child, because that is what's happening, is your inner child, your ego, your lower brain. Those were your coping mechanisms. They're trying to pop in and tell you, hey, no, danger, danger. And it's not danger. Your sympathetic nervous system is popping off right now. It may go into fight, it may go into flight, it may go into freeze, or it may go into fawn. If it goes into fight, you're ready to stand your ground. If it goes into flight, you're running the heck out of there. If it goes into freeze, you are like a deer in the headlights. And if you go into fawning, you may go into that people pleasing stage because you don't want to disappoint people, but you also understand that when you've disappointed people, there's also been some negative repercussions and consequences for that. So it's a natural reaction because that's what our brain is designed to do, to protect us, to keep us here. But we no longer need that survival brain. Not for this particular instance. Now, I'm not saying if something is really popping off, gunshots and stuff going on, your reptilian brain, it shouldn't pop up. Yes, fight, flight, your sympathetic nervous system needs to pop up. But in this instance, it's not necessary. And in those moments, you can just soothe your ego, your inner child, your reptilian brain, your primitive brain, whatever you want to call it. And just let it know, hey, I got this. We're okay. We are okay. Nothing has gone wrong here. I got you. And I appreciate you looking out for me. But I got this, okay? The other thing I want to remind you is that if you're having those thoughts, don't beat yourself up if you're having those thoughts because you're outgrowing people and leaving folks behind. And you're not really leaving people behind because they have the same opportunity to move forward and tap into their self-awareness and grow just like you do. It's just they didn't decide to do it when you're doing it. And that's okay. They may actually catch up and they may not. And that's okay as well. But the reason why you may be having those thoughts and the reason why your lower brain is popping off and trying to protect you is because we have been preconditioned, if you will. We have been taught. We have a set of internalized social manuals, if you will, or scripts that that we've been taught that we're not supposed to color outside the lines. We're supposed to stay in the box that the world has created for us. And I want to challenge that because here's the thing. First of all, we weren't made to be in a box. We weren't made to be in a box. I'm going to sip some tea on that one. Now, how do I know that we weren't made to be in a box? Well, first of all, let's think about all the things in nature. Everything is cyclical in a circle. We think about the planet Earth that we're on and the various planets. They are all circular. If we think about the cycle of life, it's all in a circle. If we think about the seasons, it's all in a circle. So where did these boxes, these rigid sides come from? Remember those internalized social manuals or scripts that we talked about? That's where they came from. And if you really think about how boxed in we really are and why people want to keep us in the box, first of all, think about the house that we live in, or the apartment, or the townhouse. It's a box. If we think about the car that we live, or the cars and vehicles that we drive, they're boxes. We think about our clocks. They're usually square. Sometimes we get round clocks. My clock is round. But sometimes we get square clocks. We think about the beds. It's made in the shape of a square. We think about many of the things, the foods that we eat, our cereals in a box, our frozen meals are in boxes, rice, macaroni, a lot of things are in boxes. And boxes do serve a purpose, but they don't serve a purpose for our life. Our life is supposed to go like this, right? We're supposed to be constantly changing and evolving. It's not supposed to be stagnant. We're supposed to be fluid and growing, right? So here's what I want you to do. If you are outgrowing people and you're feeling a sort of way, first I want you to minimize that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. I want you to take a few cleansing inhales and exhales so that, one, you can get your parasympathetic nervous system in check, calm down. Because when you do that, your prefrontal cortex will be actively engaged and you will be in your thinking mind, where you're making decisions, versus in your reactive mind, living from a survival perspective. Y'all, bear with me. Okay, that's the first thing I want you to do, is calm down so that you can be in your decision-making mind. The second thing I want you to do is to lean into those uncomfortable emotions. Even though what they're saying is making them feel a certain kind of way, it's also making you feel a certain kind of way. And I want you to lean into those emotions. The reason why is because when you lean into those emotions and process them and allow those emotions, it's going to open you up and expand your emotional capability and your capacity to a place where you are going to, one, be able to access your truth about yourself, the answers, where you really want to go. Do you want to stay on this path of transformation and growth and healing and continued self-awareness and mindfulness, and be intentional and deliberate about that? It's going to open up those answers to you. Okay? It's going to give you clarity. It's also going to increase your intuition and put you into that feminine energy and take you out of your masculine energy, which requires you to do something right now, to react possibly. Okay? And the more that you're able to lean into your emotions and not avoid them, not run from them, but allow them and feel those sensations in your body, you begin to recognize what those particular emotions and feelings are and what they're saying to you. And again, of course, grow your intuition. This thing is driving me nuts. Oh my God. I just cannot get it to stop sliding. If anybody has any tips on that, let me know. The second thing I want you to remember is that what you resist will persist. So if you keep resisting those emotions, those uncomfortable emotions that are following, until you build that muscle of being sure of your decision to continue your growth and being okay with a quote unquote leaving people behind, outgrowing people, those thoughts that are feeding those emotions are going to get stronger and stronger and overwhelm you, and may cause you to backslide into your old self, your past self. Okay? The third thing I want you to remember is that you get to decide what's right for you, not someone else. This is your life, your decision. You can throw those internalized social scripts and manuals away at any time. It's your decision and solely yours. Okay? Base those things on what is needed for you to be who you want to be. All right? Y'all, I am so sorry on Instagram. All right. So is everybody tracking with me? Now, I want to just go through a short model. I use the model in my coaching practice. I am being certified again with another company, and it's the Life Coach School, and Brooke Castillo created this beautiful tool called the model. And in this, the model, it's called, what we do, it's circumstances, which are neutral, facts, things that we can prove in a court of law, our thoughts, which create our emotions create the actions we take. And because of the actions is how we get our results. So I want to just give you their model and also your model. Their model is, the circumstance is your personal development. We can all prove that you have done some personal development, right? Maybe or maybe not. We're going to say that's a neutral today. And their thought is you've changed. Their feelings about your change is, one, they're fearful. The reason why they're fearful is because your change means that something that you were doing, the person that you were, is going to minimize the benefit they got from you staying your old person, your old self, right? So it becomes a little selfish. Another thing their fear will cause them to do is to try to, and this is the action because of their fear, they're going to try to call you out. So this is their model. And as a result of their model, they're going to continue to think that your change has something to do with them and is going to negatively impact them. So as you can see, you've changed. Their thought is exactly the result that they're getting. You have changed, and that's okay. Right? Their fear caused them to act out. Now let's talk about your model. Same circumstance, your transformation, your personal development. The same circumstance, right? And this is an intentional model that I'm talking about. How you really want to think about what they've said. Your thought may be, I am loving my new me. I love my new me. And the feeling that you're going to get because of that is confident. Yes, confident. As a result of you being confident in your new you, the personal development that you've created, you did that. Even if you work with me or another coach or a therapist or someone else, you did the work because all the answers are within you. So because of that, you're speaking up for yourself. You're using your voice. Yes, you're happy. You're meeting new people. You're letting people think what they want. You're not even getting defensive. You're just letting things flow off your back. You're maintaining your boundaries. You're open. And as a result of that, life is great. And you continue moving towards more growth, more transformation, being your best self. So you see how what your thoughts are creating those feelings and how their thoughts are creating their feelings. We're almost done, but before I leave you, I want to leave you with a few things that you can say when people approach you in a less than positive way about your growth, your transformation, your personal development journey. And some of it is, of course, you may not be all, down for it, but this is what I want you to remember. Okay. And I wrote them down. The first thing you can say to them is, thank you so much for noticing all this wonderful work that I've been doing and putting in to myself. How about that? Thank them. Be calm. Don't let them see you sweat, even if inside you are feeling a little anxious. But remember, you got this. Confident, okay? Thank them kindly. You can always say, change is the one constant in life. And I'm living all of it. I'm here for that. You can also say, change is natural. You should try it. Also, you could say, welcome to the new me, the me that you never knew. Hey, feel recreative. And at the end of the day, if you will refer back to one of the things that I said that you need to remember, and I encourage you to remember, is that you get the right to make the decision about your life. So you can always just simply just smile. Because at the end of the day, you don't owe them an explanation. Period. You don't owe them an explanation. Period. All right. It's just that in a nutshell. So if you're outgrowing people, kudos to you. Keep doing the darn thing. I'm loving it. I hope today's coffee talk has been absolutely amazing for you. I hope that you got some kernels of information that are going to help you continue to plant the seeds that are going to help you to grow, thrive, and flourish. Okay. If you have any questions or any feedback, please pop it in the comments so I can finish chatting up with you. I promised that I wasn't going to keep you guys more than 30 minutes, so I think it's a little over 30 minutes right now. But let me know what you think about outgrowing people. Has that been something that's happened to you, and how did you handle it? And also, before we go, I want to remind you about, hey, Carla, thank you so much. Thanks, Rhonda. Crown me, please. I'm Lynn Pretty Ass. Najri, you on a biz trip, the internet. Oh my goodness. Tanny, my folks over on Facebook and on YouTube, thank you so much for joining me. One thing I want to remind you about also before I close out is that my Emotional Bag Lady Masterclass is this Thursday on the 24th, 2 days from now at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you have not registered for it, if you need more information, click that link in the comments and check it out. I would love to support you and see your beautiful face in the masterclass. All right, and hey, if you think this is good, this is 30 minutes. That's 60 minutes of me educating you, informing you, providing practical tips. And then there's another 30 minutes of actual Q&A and live coaching. So make sure you hit that link, get registered, and let me see you in the place. Exclusively you. Yes, she says on Instagram, yes, all the time I get the you changed. I say, yep, I did. Now love me. I'm not sure if she's saying now I love me or if she's telling them now love me, but I love that. And remember, sometimes, we have to remember that when we are growing, when we are shedding old layers, people get uncomfortable with that because the familiar is what we know. And people also get uncomfortable with it because when people see us changing, we actually become a mirror to them, and they recognize that they're not changing sometimes. But then also, just like I said before, it could also mean that you're changing means that you're no longer showing up for them the way that benefited them before. So there is loss for them. And it could also mean that your changing is they have a fear that they're going to lose you, or that they may have to up level to keep you in their life. So there are so many different reasons. But at the end of the day, their thoughts are the reason that they feel the way they feel. Nothing you do, nothing you've done can make them feel any kind of way. It's their thoughts. Okay? Guys, I gotta go. Got some more things that I gotta do, but I have loved and enjoyed this Tea Talks with Coach Tracey with you today. I encourage you to make sure you turn on your notifications, put it on your calendar, so that next Tuesday and every Tuesday thereafter at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, you can join me for another Tea Talks where we go deeper into other topics that tap into healing from trauma, growth, and self-awareness. All right. Until the next time I see you guys, continue to plant those seeds that are going to propel you to grow, thrive, and flourish so that you can be the woman that God has already predestined you to be. He is just waiting on you to show up so that he can open the gates of heaven and give you all the abundance, prosperity, joy, peace, and love that your hearts and hands can hold. All right. I love you guys. Talk to you later.